Max, Vin Diesel, Victor.
Yeah.
Who's got it better than Vin Diesel?
He's never lost a race.
Yeah, think about it this way. Like the Vin Diesel characters come from somewhere. We don't know any Vin Diesel-like characters in our lives, like The Rock and stuff like that. We don't know them because they're all off in other planets, like beating up aliens and like taking over other civilizations.
I could see that.
I'm
100%.
in.
So
Yes.
The Rock and Vin Diesel in this situation, they've squashed their beef and they're conquering planets like Thanos.
Yes. Or Kang.
Yes.
I could get in on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. They deleted him from the MCU. I don't know who that is anymore.
Isn't Vin Diesel and The Rock having alleged beef? Or I guess it's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Isn't it like the most reflective, like, brother story? They could not look more alike.
Yeah.
Just like brothers, you know what?
If you're
Sibling
picking
rivalry.
a side, if you have to pick a side, Vin Diesel or The Rock, who are you going with? Josh, you start.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I'm man. See, here's the problem, right? The Rock is that brother who you like feel like they're gonna protect you, but they're also the one at 6 a.m. being like, let's go for a run.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. And then Vin is the brother who's like, wanna go like figure out some mail fraud. You know?
Oh, they both love you.
Yeah.
But, you know, they have different ways of going about it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
It's really hard for me to pick between the two because, like you said, The Rock, man of the mana, fellow POC. But then you have Vin, just the GOAT, right? Of street racing.
Amazing.
And of Riddick.
Yeah.
And made up his own language that when he speaks English.
Oh, yeah. He does do that. I guess funny stories.
I can't pick between the two. It's so hard, Ben. Don't make me do this.
Yeah,
You have to.
and here's why I can't pick. I worked with Vin once,
Oh,
but
tell us.
I worked.
Yeah.
With, he's fantastic. He's such a character. He is such a character that it's hard for me to be like, and on the low, like was doing so much for me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's I can't go into details about it, but like he's dope. But he is his own thing when he's on set. You know what I mean? It is the Vin show. And rightfully so, because he is, you know what I mean? Like he's Vin Diesel.
He's Dominic Toretto.
You know, that's what I want for my career is to get to that point where it is like I can do whatever I want. You know what I mean? I'm not,
Right.
he doesn't abuse it or anything like that. I'm just saying like that would be great to have to reach those types of heights, you know, in comedy or in drama. You know what I'm saying? The Rock, I don't know him very well. I met him once. I did one scene in Jumanji, and we met at the table read. But he couldn't have been like he was so nice and so kind. After doing the table read, he like stood up and was like, "This is proof that we can make this movie without Kevin Hart." and they gave me a scene in the movie, and I was just like, man, and I only hear good things about him. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I can't really choose, but I have a connection with Vin, I would say.
Tell me about this special Vin language. Or are you allowed to share?
Oh yeah. Vin, when he would talk with his close buddies on set, he would go, and they would be like, yeah, and they would laugh, and they were apparently understanding every single thing he was saying, and I just kept looking like, what the fuck y'all laughing about? Yeah, they were like. And I looked at him and I was like, "Why are y'all just laughing because he's Vin?" I was like, "He ain't saying shit." And he looked at me and he goes, "Shot-town, when you hang around me long enough, you gonna know exactly what I'm talking about."
You were like, Mark Sinclair, you're talking gibberish.
I was like, "You're not saying anything."
Yeah.
And then years later, I remember someone saying that about him. They were like, "Yeah, he speaks. He sometimes when he's like trying to communicate with just a couple people, he'll go." And they go, "Oh no, he's actually saying something." And you do have to be like around him long enough to understand exactly. And that's how they speak to each other. Wow. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This whole time I thought they were just doing a thing. And it turns out, no, this man has become such a GOAT that he doesn't actually have to speak. And people will understand exactly what he means.
God, he's cool.
I was like,
So
damn.
cool.
He's the whole
He
package.
is Groot. He's Groot.
I really wanted to say The Rock. Like I love The Rock, but after that story, nobody's cooler than Vin Diesel. Makes up his own language and forces his friends to use it. There's nothing cooler than that.
Yes.
That's
Yes. And you imagine if
Wow.
you're on set and you're mic'd
Yeah.
And you don't want to, like, you're trying to have like a personal conversation. You don't want to take your mic off. You start speaking in this coded language.
Good.
Where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, because those sound guys be listening.
Have you ever run into that where, because as actors, the three of us, like, you get mic'd up, you're wearing something called a lapel mic, so it's on your body technically for the whole day.
Yeah.
And it's all being sent to the sound guys, and in theory, they can control whether everyone else with headsets can hear it, but they can listen as much as they want.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you where like they were like, sounds like a rough night last night, Lamorne?
How does he know?
Luckily that's never happened to me. I've only worked with like pretty dope. No, I take that back. I did this sketch. I'm not gonna say where I did it, but it was the funny superhero sketch thing. You could look it up. But I just remember at the time, my ex-girlfriend was also in it, so it was us two as like a mundane superhero couple or whatever. And I remember us having like a personal like conversation on the couch, like kind of like it might have been like sexual in nature. It might have been. I don't remember, just like being flirty with each other.
Sure.
And I just remember saying something funny. She laughed, but way across the room. But the sound guy with his headphones on also laughed.
Oh no!
Oof.
And I went like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looked over and he was like, and he put his hand down. Motherfucker, are you? He was like, no. And I was like, so what do you know I'm talking about? And he was like, dude, no, I'm just, no. And he got so flustered. And I was like, this man is listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the one time.
Isn't the most famous story, and I don't know how rated R, I mean, we've made jokes about it. No, I think it's Stallone.
Oh.
Stallone was in his trailer, like, getting a blow job, and his mic was still on.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And the sound guy just, I don't know what he did with that information, but
solid.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
We'll get back in the ring one more time.
Yeah. They call me Rocky, but it's pretty smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, fight to fight. I'm a fair.
Oh my gosh.
man.
No, I heard if you heard the story about, was it Pacino, or it might have been Pacino, where he's in his trailer and he says, I forget, or De Niro, I forget who it was, but he goes, damn, I have a headache. And he said that to himself in his trailer, and then like a few minutes later, a PA comes and knocks on his door with Tylenol. And he went and immediately fired the sound guy.
Damn.
Immediately.
Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys, we're just so good at